just bad. There's no good news coming out of New Orleans, it feels like. Separate of shrimp po' boys.
And you know what I say? Trust the process.
No, I opened the box and there's some stuff in there I don't want to see.
Adam Silver's here with just a tie on, no shirt, and he's ripped.
Let me just say also, we might be underestimating Uncle Rico's quarterbacking abilities. What is this?
Oh my God, Wade splits the defense! He's climbing to the top, he's almost to the lip!
Jason.
Yes.
Jason, I watched a bunch of stuff this past weekend.
Okay.
And it reminded me of a thing that happened when I was a kid that made me so mad. So I'm going to tell you about that. But first, let me tell you, one of the things that I watched was A Man on the Inside on Netflix. Our beloved Mike Schur, his new show.
Yeah.
And it's, of course, really great. And it's emotional. It's way more emotional than I was anticipating. There are a couple of moments in there where it's like, oh, that got me. Like that one got me. You know, it's about a guy who he's like an older guy and he has to go into he goes undercover working with a private eye in a retirement home to find a stolen necklace. That's how we get into the show. And then it turns into this other thing. But it's Mike Schur. He's
the stuff
genius.
about aging was very melancholy and it's really well done. I thought it was quite sad.
Yeah, I thought Ted Danson did some stuff in there that I didn't know he was capable of doing. It's like, oh man, I don't want to spoil anything because it just came out. But firstly, I watched that and I was so excited to watch it because you and I both love Mike. His stuff is the best stuff. So everybody go watch that. But secondly, separate of that, the thing that made me mad, Jason, is Laramie went... she did like a staycation with some of her friends. Some of her friends came down from Houston, lifelong friends. They wanted to see each other, so they spent the weekend together here in San Antonio. They rented a house. They just went and did that. So I was with the boys, my 3 sons. And whenever Laramie is gone, we have a thing that we always call it Divorce Dad Weekend. Because it's just, it's just me
Don
trying
Draper
to...
with the TV dinner in the oven.
It's like, listen, everybody's on their own. I'll take you out to do some stuff, but... Other than that, good luck, guys. And one of the things that we ended up doing, me and the baby, was we watched to like fall asleep one night the documentary Our Oceans, narrated by Barack Obama, and also on Netflix. And to just throw it on, you know, he likes documentary, nature stuff, whatever. We watch them all the time. And there's a part in there where they mention the Ring of Fire. Are you familiar with the Ring of Fire, Jason?
Yes, the Ring of Fire is a tectonic geological feature. Basically it's where all the major tectonic action is taking place, and it's rung by volcanoes, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, a bunch of underwater volcanoes.
Yeah.
And that reminded me of when I was in elementary. This is so stupid. It jumped into my brain, Jason. As soon as I heard Barack Obama say Ring of Fire, I was reminded. In San Antonio, elementary schools go to a field trip to a place called the Whitty Museum. It's like a natural science museum. It's awesome. It's so much fun. And you go do that. And then also sometimes you would go and see like a movie as part of the field trip. And I was told we were going to watch a movie called The Ring of Fire, about the Ring of Fire. And I was so excited, Jason. I was so fucking pumped to watch this because I thought that it was the Don the Dragon Wilson Ring of Fire movie. I thought we were going to go watch a karate movie on IMAX. And I was fucking pumped. And then we got there.
You didn't really think that.
I swear, I thought I was like in 4th grade.
No, you didn't. Shea.
4th grade, 3rd grade. And I really thought, oh my God, we're going to go watch this movie and we got there and it was underwater volcanoes. You never seen anybody so disappointed, Jason.
Shay, how did you get to where you are now? Even in 5th grade, believing that they were going to show you a Don the Dragon Wilson movie in school.
I thought they were. Like 2nd or 3rd grade, I really thought we're about to go watch Don the Dragon Wilson.
I love Don the Dragon.
My guy. And then we sat down and it started playing and it was like, why are we in the ocean? Where's the fighting? All underwater volcanoes. What a disappointment.
Yeah.
So I hate volcanoes. I hate underwater volcanoes.
Yeah, volcanoes not cool. There's one going off in Iceland right now. Looks
Fuck that volcano.
Shitty. But you know what? That's how the Earth builds islands, Shay.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I
don't
say?
care. What do you
Trust
say?
the process. I have one. Since you mentioned our cool TV friends, I'm going to tell you a very short cool TV friend story. My fiance's family's in town because it's Thanksgiving week. Thanks, the best wishes to everyone's family out there. We took them on the Warner Brothers TCM tour, which was really fun. And our mutual friend Justin is the one of the executive producers of Abbott Elementary. So I was texting him, and that's on the Warner Brothers lot. And I was texting him, "Hey, is there anything cool that we need to see?" Just and as I was texting him, we're on those little buses. I see him walking, I guess, from set. So I start yelling at him. He's a Clippers fan. I'm like, "Clippers fucking suck. Boo." And then he starts yelling he sees it's me and he starts yelling at the bus, "Watch Abbott Elementary on ABC." And our tour bus driver got so alarmed. Got like really, why are you yelling at real people who work on this lot? And I had to be like, no, I know him. And then I had to explain, like, no, I know him in a not I've seen him on TV way. Like, I know who that, it's fine. And it was touch and go for a little while there, Shay. I almost got thrown off the fucking TCM tour.
Well, they should have thrown you off. They should have thrown you off. You should have taken your people to go see a tour to visit Don the Dragon Wilson.
Oh,
that's what. Hey, go! You could stream Ring of Fire starring Don the Dragon Wilson on Sling TV for free right now.
Okay. Well, I think they should also watch the Barack Obama King of the Ocean documentary, in which Barack Obama tells you about how he became King of the Oceans. That's what it's about? That's what it is?
That's what it is, yes. It's him and Jason Momoa, and they're just talking about it.
Like, for the last several years, me and Michelle have been living under the seas.
Yeah. This is the only safe place to go, apparently.
Yeah.
You want to start the show?
Let's start it.
Let's start the show from Wondery. I'm Shea the Dragon Serrano.
Oh, wow. And I'm Jason Concepcion.
And this is 6 Trophies.
Hello, I'm Jason Concepcion, and welcome to 6 Trophies, a podcast series hosted by myself and Shea the Dragon Serrano, in which we comb through all the NBA news from the past week and hand out 6 pop culture themed trophies for 6 basketball-related activities. In this episode, players are making the leap, and boy, do we love when players take the leap. It's looking really rough in New Orleans. Luckily, they have other things going there than a successful basketball team. The Joker and Giannis. Don't ever doubt them. All that and more. Let's hand out some trophies.
We do 2 sets of trophies, the big trophies and the little trophies. The big trophies are first. These ones are the same every week. First up, the Denzel Washington and Training Day Trophy, given out to whoever it is who had the best overall performance of the week. This week's winner, making the leap. Oh, so many players making the leap right now,
Young
Jason.
folks making the leap.
What fun it is. What a perfect time to be making the leap too, as this a generation of superstars is on their way out. We need new faces. We need new names. And we got some. Jason, my boy Wemby, making the leap, put up his first 50 bagger.
A 50 ball in like 5 minutes.
50 points in 26 minutes.
I mean, it's nuts.
50 points in 29 shots. And still threw in some rebounds, some assists, some blocks. Wemby's doing it. I didn't hear the angelic sirens. Zuri, where are you?
Sleep at the wheel.
What is?
Again.
Oh my god! Too late, Zuri.
Hold on.
It's already passed.
We changed the trophy right before we started recording. I'm at the bottom of the dock.
No.
Trying to add information.
Come on.
And I missed Wemby because I was working on something else. But okay, all right.
Zuri, this is like the NBA. This is a results-oriented.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah.
Either you're out there on the court producing,
or you're not
getting buckets.
You're
not.
All right, fine. Let's move on.
It's a very good job.
Thanks.
I think you. I would just want to say also that I think you're doing a great job.
I'm gonna get my.
And I think you're doing horrible. For the record. For the record, my boy Wemby, 50 bagger, 28 bagger, 25. Like he's playing great.
What?
He's playing great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I'm back.
I was checking to see. I was checking to see if he's gonna do it. Jared McCain down in Philly, making the leap.
Literally the bright spot.
The only bright spot.
I kind of feel like the bright spot is Jared McCain.
He leads the Sixers in points scored as a rookie. He's the guy. He's the guy right
Paul
now.
George is playing.
And it's
Terry
great.
Is playing. Like those guys are playing.
I really like him. He's super charming too in the post-game press conference. I love him screaming "Rookie of the Year" at people
that.
when he's playing. Just great.
I absolutely love that. I love that little moment with him and Maxey where they come into the post game and there's a question about small guards and then they both like have a conversation about whether what are you talking about small. Now there's like a stat floating around that he and Maxey are two of like the highest volume guys in terms of the amount of shots it takes to get their points. Shut up. Jared McCain's a rookie. We love it. I love to see what he's doing.
Love it.
And it's like he's legitimately good. I like him a lot. Jalen Johnson
down in Atlanta.
Yeah, Trey is leading the league in assists. A lot of those assists are going to Jalen Johnson, who is crushing it. 15 points against the Warriors. 14 rebounds. 25 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks versus the Bulls. 28 points, 11 rebounds, a block versus the Mavs. He's legit.
Buddy.
Like, he's a legit guy.
Yeah, buddy. The only player in the NBA, he's right now the only player in the NBA averaging 15, 10, and 5, and 1 and 1. Like, that's cool. That's a cool thing. That's a real thing. That's a lot that you can't ignore that many numbers.
He's good. Jalen Williams, one of the many players that OKC has that are just good. Sam Presti needs to be like burned as a witch. Like, how does he keep drafting guys that are good? Fucking stop it. Stop doing this.
I was very sad when Chet went down. We have since last year we have been very high on Chet, and he goes down and it sucks. It's great. OKC's still playing great, but it sucks that he's not there.
Well, they have Isaiah Hartenstein back in the mix now, playing wonderfully again, and then all these guys that they've drafted who are playing well, and then Franz Wagner for the Magic, making the leap, Eastern Conference Player of the Week for the week ending November 17th. I did not think that Mr. Franz had this type of game, but he has got this type of game. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists against the Clippers the other night. 37 points, 6 rebounds, 11 assists, 4 steals against the Lakers.
That was the one. And they go ISO, game on the line.
JJ Fitz, that was
game on the line. Give the ball to Franz and just let him go ISO, top of the key, bop bop.
I did not think that Franz had this type of thing, but Franz making the leap. And the Magic are good. LaMelo Ball included here. I think LaMelo Ball was already, he won Rookie of the Year. He's already good.
He was good last year.
And I'll just say this, of some of these, he had 50 against the Bucks. He had 44 against the Magic.
94 in two games is kind of crazy, though.
Where's the wins? That's kind of crazy. I'd say one thing. 35 points, 50 points, 44 points. Where's the wins? And I'll second of all, and I love watching LaMelo Ball. I love watching him.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 30% of his shot diet is shots that you should not take. They're just crazy, like leaners, like falling away, like insane body position shots that are going in. I love watching him. There's no way. Watching him, you're like, this can't translate to winning, and indeed it has not. That said, I'm enjoying him.
Dalton Connect in LA, playing great.
Dark Horse Rookie of the Year candidate. I think
playing great.
With Edie hurt. it's kind of Connect and McCain, right? I haven't looked at the odds, but it feels like Connect, of course, is going to have, the fact that the Lakers are a more winning basketball team and that it's the Lakers, so they have that huge megaphone. But he's had some banger games, including 37 points versus the Jazz and like 20 straight points down the stretch, having LeBron go crazy on the bench. Like, Dalton Connect looking good.
Let me ask you. So we said some names. We can say a few more. Zubac is playing great. Cam Johnson, Cade Cunningham is out right now, but still he's Cade Cunningham. Out of the names that we've said so far, we'll run through them again real quick. We've got Jared McCain. We've got Wemby. Let's take Wemby out of it. Jared McCain, okay. Jalen Johnson, Zuri missed the sounds again. Jalen Williams, Franz Wagner, LaMelo Ball. Cade Cunningham, Dalton. Like, who's the guy? Who's the second guy in the league in 4 years out of those names? Who are you like, oh, it's that guy versus Wemby?
Versus Wemby?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody... Franz is going to be a guy, and a really good guy. But to be honest with you, I don't know that any of these guys... And some of them have a wonderful pedigree, like Cade. I don't think any of these guys is... Wemby is on a trajectory that's like one of the best guys ever, if not the best guy ever. Like, so I just don't think Williams, Jalen Johnson, these are going to be players, great players of their era. Jared McCain certainly trending that way. Brandon Miller, another guy we should talk about. But like, I don't think any of these guys are in the stratosphere of Mr. Wembanyama. Do you disagree?
I don't disagree. But I do feel like, I don't know how he's doing it, but Zuri is playing it now, but he's doing it sarcastically. And I can't explain. I can I can feel it happening right now. What a jerk. What a capital J jerk. Next trophy. Lauren Hill, you might win some, but you just lost one trophy. Give it out to whoever it is who had the worst performance of the week. This week's winner, the New Orleans Pelicans. Yuck.
Vibes are really rough.
Yuck. Last place in the West. 4-13 record. Lost 10 of their last 11 games as we record this. It's just bad. There's no good news coming out of New Orleans, it feels like. Separate of shrimp po' boys.
I love a po' boy in general. Po' boy, by the way, just a sandwich. First time I had one, I was like, okay, so this is just a sandwich. Anyway, that aside, here's I think a good marker of how chaotic things are in New Orleans right now, besides the 4-13 record, which is desultory. Both Zion and Brandon Ingram, the two ostensibly stars of the New Orleans Pelicans, have split with their agents in the past week and a half, which is things are not, when you split with your agents, that means things are not going well. I would imagine it's because of a failure to get him out of there and get him a max deal. For Zion, I would imagine it's because of the various career missteps. Perhaps that one seems like maybe the agents fired Zion. Here's a good thing to talk about. Did you see the Zion back tattoo video?
I did see it. Yes.
Here's my, and listen, different body shapes of people, like that's acceptable. I don't want to body shame anybody. Obviously, Zion's fitness has been a major point of conversation throughout his career. And in fact, he has signed a very peculiar deal, as has been written a lot about, in which he has to hit certain weight goals in order to unlock the money on his contract. Now, in this peculiarly timed back tattoo video, there's a portion of it that I don't understand why it's in the video. And it's his private chef piling like a chicken Alfredo, like heaping portion of chicken Alfredo and handing it to him. I mean, it's like a huge plate with a big cheesy, cheese-drenched cut of chicken on the top of it, perched like a boulder on the top of a mountain. And they like, why is that in the video? And for a guy who weight has been such a point of conversation, why is that in there? Who is informing Zion? Who is giving Zion advice? And fire yourself. Resign now. Because that should have been edited out of a video that should have just been about the tattoo.
Zuri asked an interesting question about the Pelicans. Because if we look at their injury reserve, Brandon Ingram out with a calf, DeJounte Murray, his hand, Herb Jones shoulder, Zion Williamson hamstring, Jose Alvarado like that's a starting lineup right there. There's a whole starting lineup just out. And so Zuri asked, can a team have bad injury luck, or is this systematic? And now that's just stuck in my head of like, what's going, like you mentioned, we just got done talking about how great Sam Presti's doing in OKC. And it just feels like an upbeat place to play basketball versus here. And it's like, I wonder if players are thinking, if I go here, I'm going to get hurt for some reason. You know what I mean?
I think historically too, if you look back at the Pelicans, I think they've always been a little bit of a budget franchise, budget conscious, I think is perhaps the nice way to say it. And an injury hit team. Now, there's extenuating circumstances, certainly, because Zion, I think, is a guy whose very body is in revolt against the thing it needs to do in order to be like Zion. I think his body, don't you think, is probably the most like efficient calorie transference machine that has ever been created by nature. I feel like this guy, if he eats like one Cheeto, he's getting the caloric value of every single calorie of that Cheeto is going into his body. Like there's nothing being wasted. It's all being absorbed. So there's extenuating circumstances there. But I do think that this is, when you've got an injury history like this, and it's happening over the course of numerous years, I think you have to be concerned about it, for sure.
Can we throw a theory out there that this is,
sure,
the Boston Red Sox and the curse of the Bambino and that whole thing? What if this is the curse of Chris Paul? You know what I mean? Because it's sort of because he was in New Orleans.
I agree.
That's where he got drafted. He becomes a superstar there. He's gone great, but the end of his time there got a little rocky.
Got weird.
It got a little rocky, and some questionable decisions were made. And it's like, what does this have, Jason? Are we dealing with mystical forces here? Is this the revenge?
Are you worried, considering that Mr. Paul is now a member of the San Antonio Spurs basketball team?
No, I'm saying New Orleans is cursed, not Chris Paul.
But if you're saying that Chris was the nexus point of this magical force that has then transferred itself in a negative way to the Pelicans, are you concerned that he similarly could be like a vector for dark magical forces once again?
Anymore.
Oh, okay.
When I opened the box and there's some stuff in there I don't want to see. Whoops. Let's move along. Next trophy.
Yes.
Next trophy. The Dominic Toretto. I'm trying to get out of New Orleans too. I live my life a quarter mile at a time trophy, given out to whoever it is who made a short-term decision with no regard for future consequence. This week's winner, the NBA, for reportedly are we changing the All-Star Game rules again? Is that what's happening?
I just
keep on changing them.
I just want to put on record that I predicted some weeks ago in various chats, including the Six Trophies chat, which we share with the excellent, incredibly competent producer Zuri, in which I said,
I didn't miss that one.
There's no need for that.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on top of that one.
In which I said, I bet you we're heading towards a world in which there will be more than one in-season tournament at some point. And this is, it certainly seems like the All-Star Game is going to be a backdoor tournament now.
A 4-team style tournament, yeah.
If this reporting is correct. So numerous sources are saying that we're going to have like a 4-team style, quick fire type tournament format for the All-Star game. Shea, how do you feel about it?
I feel like, all right, let's give it a try. Ever since remember when they did the Elam ending?
Yeah.
And I remember they floated that out there and I was like, this is going to be terrible.
And then it was great.
And then it was great.
Yeah, it was
so
great.
So when they said this, my first thought was, this is stupid. Why are they doing this? But then I remember Elam ending. All right, you know what? Let's give it a try because it might end up being awesome. But it does feel a little bit like putting a Band-Aid on a broken arm. You know what I mean? Like we got to fix the thing. We got to fix the other part of it. I think what we need. I was thinking a bunch about this, Jason. I think what we need. This is a serious answer, by the way. You remember last year when they started the NBA Cup and we were excited about it. We're going to try a new thing, but we weren't certain how it was going to go. Mm-hmm. And it was very complicated. They were explaining all the rules and it was like, whatever, just tell me when I need to care about the game. So they changed the color of the court. Okay, cool. This is an important game. I get it. Right. And what ended up happening was LeBron James was
I'm aware of him.
This is important.
Right.
I want to win this.
That's right.
And as soon as he did that, everybody else was like, I want to win it too. Tyrese Halliburton went fucking nuts in it. Like it was great. The games became important because the guy decided this is important. I think all we need is like one or two of the guys, like the guys in the league, to be like, I'm going to take this serious. I'm going to play lockdown defense on somebody in the All-Star game because nobody wants to get embarrassed. And you get one or two of the main guys to do that, and all of a sudden everybody else is going to start doing it. It's going to be like, remember when fucking Kobe broke his nose?
Yeah.
And just kept going, and everyone was like, oh, I guess we're doing it. You know what I mean? Like, you just need one or two of the guys.
Here's my tweak. I agree with you. Nobody wants to get embarrassed, which is why horse and one-on-one and all these other things never really get the traction. So here's what I think we do. We have the regular game. Take out the Rising Stars. Nobody cares about that. Just do the regular All-Star game, and then the losing team, right, stays on the court, and then you bring out Kevin Hart, some of our Cat Williams, some of our greatest comedians, and you roast that team for 45 minutes. They sit down and just get roasted by some of our country's finest comedians.
That's a proper punishment right there. That's a proper punishment.
Wouldn't that be fun, though?
That would be very fun. There's a video of Kevin Hart doing exactly that, like in the tunnels before a game, and somebody's trying to make fun of him. But it's like when he goes on a basketball court and tries to play basketball against pros. Like, he's just so much faster and quicker than everybody else.
So true,
He's just annihilating them all. That's a great. All right. So one of those two things: either somebody decide they're going to play really hard defense, or we get Kevin Hart to make fun of everybody, and Cat Williams also. Let's throw him out there. That sounds good.
Right. So it's going to be pickup style. Games to 40 points in the semifinal round. The final game is going to be played to 25 points. Single elimination for these squads. 3 all-star teams of 8 players each, and the winner of the Rising Stars game is your other team. I think like you, Shea and Zuri, let's give it a shot. Can't be worse than what we've seen.
Can't be worse than last year. I remember thinking, I think we talked about it too. I was like, I want to see somebody score 200 points in a game, and then it happened, and I was like, "Well, that's fucking miserable." I don't want it.
It was like Brewster's Millions, where it's like you have to spend all the money.
Right.
It's like, oh, never mind. I didn't really want
that. Next trophy, the Daniel Plainview "I've abandoned my child, I've abandoned my boy" trophy, which is given out to someone who's given up on something. This week's winner, the idea of doubting Jokic or Giannis ever again. We got to give up on it. They're just too good. They went crazy.
It's incredible what both of those guys are doing right now. I mean, like, just here's so Jokic's stats: 30 points, second in the league. Mm-hmm. Basically 14 rebounds, leading the league in rebounds. Mm-hmm. 11.3 assists, second behind Trae Young. He's in the mix for leading the league. This has never been done. In points, rebounds, and assists, like a triple crown.
Yeah.
Could happen.
It's unbelievable.
Insane. Now, Denver is 9-7. Recently
And they're
fell to the New York
9-7.
Knicks. They fell to the New York Knicks last night because they're not getting him a ton of help. He's also hitting threes now because they needed threes. So Jokic is just like, fuck it, I'll take threes now too. But it's actually insane what he's doing. To watch him is crazy. It's crazy right now what he is doing. I mean, could he win an MVP if they go 500? If they go 500, sneak into the playoffs, and he leads the league in
Points,
two of the
rebounds,
three
assists.
or three of those categories, don't you think you have to give him MVP?
I think you have to. It would be the season when Russ got it. And
Right,
it was like,
where he led the league in he averaged a triple double. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be a version of that. But he has been outstanding. Giannis has. We were talking about how bad it was in Milwaukee, and then all of a sudden they won 6 of their last 7. They're on a 4-game winning streak as we record this right now. They're up to 8 and 9. Like, it's looking. Giannis put him on his back. That's what he does.
He is still. He is corny, as we've noted, and as Jaylen Brown criticized. He could be a little bit juvenile. That said. Oh my God, he can fucking play. He's leading the league in points, 32 and change. Basically 12 rebounds a game, which is still top 10, 6th in the NBA. And 6.5 assists a game, which is huge. 60% from the field. Like, he is playing like a fucking titan right now. Like, completely unguardable. And this is Dame has been trending upwards of late, scoring wise at least. But and Brook Lopez has been playing better. That said, teams are loading up because they're like, okay, just don't let Giannis beat you, and he's beating you. Both of these guys. That is the thing. Like, these guys are just like one-handed, the only player on their team that is really doing stuff, and they are doing it at a historic, crazy level. It's insane.
Jason, how many? Talking about the Joker could be the first player ever to lead the league in points, rebounds, and assists in the season, which is crazy, right? That's beautiful, unstoppable, incredible basketball, where you just sort of always have to say his name, right? But I'm curious how many championships he would have to win before you like viably entered him into the conversation of greatest of all time. Like, what's the floor? How many do you have to have?
Well, don't you think he's already in one of the greatest of all time territory? Like, I think we already talk about him as, like the way we talk about Shaq, for instance, where it's like he's one of those guys. I put when it comes to the titles, maybe it's just because like you and I, obviously that's like a metric, but you and I watch so much basketball. I feel like if you have a guy like this and you're 8 and 9 or 9 and 8 or hovering around 500, that's the team fucked up. He didn't do anything wrong. He literally can't do more. I guess he could lead the league in assists and rebounds also, but like, it's hard to say that he could do more. It's really like, how has the team structure let him down?
Right.
Same with Giannis.
But you didn't answer the question, Jason. How many rings does he need before you're?
I think he needs 2 more before you're like, is he the greatest guy ever?
Okay, so to be considered the greatest guy ever, you need a minimum of 3 rings. Nobody with less than 3 rings can be in that conversation, is what you're saying,
right? Because Bird has 3, and I think that was necessary. And so to me, that's the floor.
Okay, I think I have it at 4.
Okay,
but I don't hate 3. Will the Joker get 3? He's not going to get 3.
He might get 3. I mean, listen, he looks like he is in the absolute like meat of the peak of his career, and it looks like it can keep going like this for a little while. And I thought Nowitzki was done when he won his. Like, I didn't think after the MVP flame out and they got bounced in embarrassing fashion by Golden State. And I thought, like, I don't think they're ever going to get one. I think playing like this, you're always in the mix. Like, you're always a couple players away. So I don't want to say he can't do it, but the West is a battleground, the likes of which we have rarely seen. Like, it is crazy to get through there. But I'm not going to rule him out.
You mentioned him alongside Shaq. Is he better than Shaq?
It's hard because Shaq. I'm going to say sacrilegiously, he is more valuable than Shaq in terms of all the things he can do for a team. That said, Shaq is in a different category where it seemed dangerous to play against him. It seemed physically like hazardous. Like he was so dominating that hardware had to be upgraded in the league. Like he was breaking fixtures. And so I think it's a different category. I think you grade Shaq on a different scale, but I think certainly you talk about them in the same stratosphere, don't you? Do you think he's more valuable than Shaq?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. No. Shaq is a planet. Shaq is a planet is what Shaq is. And I don't think the Joker's great.
Yeah.
Incredible. He's been the best basketball player on the planet like one or two of the last couple of years. He's right. He's incredible. Give me Shaq every single time.
Here's the thing I think that Shaq had that I don't think anybody we've ever seen had. Guys were like, am I going to die?
Yeah.
Am I gonna legitimately die contesting this dunk? And I think that's not a replicable thing. I don't think that's a thing that any player has ever had since Shaq.
Yeah. He's the only one. I love Shaq. Shaq so much. Next trophy. The Chief Keef, that's that shit I don't like trophy. We're just giving out to whoever it is who does something that we don't like it. We just don't like it. We don't like it. This week's winner, the NBA Cup continuity.
What does that mean? Zuri, what does that mean?
We were talking about this earlier with the courts, and I understand that with the Emirates NBA Cup officially, every team has to play 41 home games. You can't stray from a normal season the way you probably want to. I'm sure they want all the teams to play in one location and have the tournament over a few days. But when you're watching games and a team's playing on a different court Tuesday, and then Wednesday they have a different jersey, and then Friday they go back to that court with a third jersey, and then, like, do these games matter? Do they not? I'm not sure. It's like a spectacle, but it's a little disorienting is all. It just like jersey to jersey, court to court, game to game. And some days there's like, some teams are playing cup games, other teams are playing normal regular season games.
Do they need, because I've thought about this too, where, every cup game you watch, the announcers are always like, well, it's a cup game, so it doesn't count for the actual record and yada, yada, yada. Do you think I think they need some sort of graphic overlay about like who's got the point differential and what the standings in the group are. That's like live updated so you understand like what the shape of the thing is. Because I do kind of agree with you. I think the court and stuff are like necessary ways to like separate the experience so that people know they're watching a cup game. But I think that there needs to be something else.
Yeah.
I do think that there needs to be something else. Like Adam Silver coming out with his shirt off.
I don't want that one. But sure, give me something else.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't mind it because I try not to think about it too much. Same as before. I just go, when the court's different, I know, okay, this game is a little more important. Cool, I got it. Warriors, Mavericks, different court, great, important game. Oh, also Clay is here also. I think they're doing a good job of like pairing it up like that, which is really smart. But yeah, just change the court and then I'll know when to care and then be like, oh, it's the semifinals tonight. Okay, cool. I'll watch.
Let me ask you this. What if, remember in The Good Place when Chidi had his shirt off and all of a sudden you're like, wait a second.
Yes. Hold on.
Hold on. Whoa. Why is this guy so ripped? What if Adam Silver is like that? Would that change your point of view? And then he shows up at the games and it's cup night and Adam Silver's here with just a tie on, no shirt, and he's ripped. Wouldn't it make it feel special?
A little bit. Yeah. All right. I'm in. Okay, I changed my mind. You're right.
Okay.
I'm in.
All right.
Yeah. Different court. Adam Silver in attendance, no shirt on. But he never addresses it.
Never
They're just
addresses
like-
it. He's very normal. He's like, we're very happy with the way the cup is going. Expansion, obviously, we're thinking about it, but those conversations, we'll get back to you about those conversations. The whole time, he's just like, pecs are like juggling, like going up and down independently. It is like muscles rippling.
Not too long ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago, I accidented my way into watching like the last half of Billy Madison.
Uh-huh.
And there's a part in there where when he starts going through the grade levels and he's in, kindergarten or whatever, and the teacher, Miss Lippy, is reading a book and she's reading about the puppy, the like happy little puppy or whatever. And he's the only one who's paying attention. All the other kids fall asleep. And she finishes the book, and then he says, whoa, Miss Lippy. The part of the story I don't like was that the little boy gave up looking for happy after an hour. Like, he's very upset about it. And when he said that, I was thinking, I kind of want to change the Chief Keef, that's that shit I don't like trophy, to the Billy Madison, the part of the story I don't like trophy.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? I'm springing this on you right now.
I like it. I think we should turn it over to the audience and see how the audience feels about it.
Okay.
And we'll
do a
poll them.
poll.
We'll do a poll.
Okay. Thursday morning, we're going to do a poll.
That's right, because we believe in democracy, and I think if the returns come in positive, then we do it. I like it. I like this turn.
Okay. Possibly changing the Chief Keef, that's that shit I don't like trophy, to the Billy Madison, the part of the story I don't like trophy. Feels like it fits. Okay. We'll do a Twitter poll. Good luck, Chief Keef and Billy Madison. Next trophy, the Haley Joel Osment and the Sixth Sense I See baby. Dead People trophy. Give it out to whoever it is who had the best comeback of the week. This week's winner, the Detroit Pistons. What? They're good at basketball.
I mean, listen, they're a credible basketball team now. It was tough. We got here through the winter of the 2023-2024 season when they won.
Man.
How many games they win?
Oh, man.
How many they win last 14 games last year?
Yes.
They have 8 games that they have won this year. They're 8-11. This feels like a sea change. It is November. It's not even December. I'm so proud of them. They have, and they're doing this without Cade. Shouts to them. Shouts to the Pistons for coming back from the whatever is beyond dead. Like it was so depressing watching them last year, and now look at this. They're a good squad. They
didn't win their 8th game until February of last year.
God,
February. Damn. We're 3 months ahead of schedule. 3 months. It's great. I wonder what Monty Williams is feeling right now.
And Monty Williams is being like, why do these high schoolers suck so much? Why did they?
How many games are the Pistons going to win this season? They did 14 last year. They're already at 8.
I think they're going to win 35 games.
Holy guacamole.
Yeah. They got some good players, man. Malik Beasley, Fontecchio is nice. Tim Hardaway Jr. can score. Like, they're good. Duran is good. Stewart is a maniacal Wolverine-like defender. Like, they're good.
All right. We're going to keep track of this because I like the Pistons. I have been indebted to the Pistons ever since 2004 when they defeated the villainous Los Angeles Lakers in the finals. Thank God for that. Thank God. That was the year Derek Fisher hit that stupid .4 shot against my beloved Spurs. But here comes Tayshaun Prince and Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace. Thank God. Ever since then, love the Pistons. I hope they win 39 games this year.
Oh, that would be playoff picture for sure.
That would be right there. That would be cool. I think it's going to be closer to 31, but still, 14 last year. You're going to more than double it this season. It's pretty great. That's pretty great.
They got to play the Sixers a bunch more times. So.
Mark it down as a win. You want to do the little trophies?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do the little trophies. These ones change each week and are situation specific. And for the smaller storylines that we want to mention, but don't need to get all the way into. My first little trophy. The Bruce Wayne and the Dark Knight Rises. I do fear death. I fear dying in here. trophy. That goes to Lonnie Walker, who had a fucking monster dunk. Zuri, can we hear the play clip of this dunk?
Oh, splits the double team. Oh my goodness! Lonnie Walker! How's about this Lonnie Walker? That is no chumps. He's slamming that one on.
He as you hear in here, splits a double team, gets in there, and then he does. This is my favorite dunk to do in a game for a player to do is the two-hand cock it back.
Yeah, that's the best
off
one.
of 2 feet, like the Dominique Wilkins, Dwayne Wade power dunk is my favorite one. And I give this play, the Bruce Wayne and the Dark Knight Rises trophy, not because of the dunk itself. The dunk is great and the play call is great. But Zuri, we're going to play it again. And this time I want you to just listen to the chanting that the crowd is doing in the background. That's all we're going to listen to this time. Zuri, can you play it again?
Oh, splits the double team. Oh my goodness! Lonnie Walker!
You hear this? It's like a throbbing.
This Lonnie Walker.
You can hear him again.
No chumps.
Okay, Zuri.
That one on.
Can you play the clip from The Dark Knight Rises when Bruce Wayne is climbing up the cave
like
and
that.
the prisoner
like
sound
that.
exactly the same way?
Like
Zuri,
that.
can you play that? It's the same chant. They're doing the same chant. What is
Oh my
this?
God, Wade splits the defense. He's climbing to the top. He's almost to the lip. And he's going. He's at the top 20 meters. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's going over the lip. He's gone.
As soon as I saw that clip floating around of Lonnie doing that dunk, my brain was like, why do I know that chant? Oh shit, that's the Dark Knight Rises prisoner chant. I don't know what they're saying. Somebody tell me what they're saying.
My first little trophy is the Chet Rocket Stedman in Rookie of the Year. That thing is going to make you stupid. I guess it already did. Trophy 2, to people making fun of Jared McCain's TikTok stardom. There's people are annoyed by this. He is the vibe the Sixers need right now. There's many active Jared McCain edits going around in which Jared is like singing a song and then it morphs into the real song. You know, a lot of these. That said, that's the energy we need around the Sixers right now. It's so depressing otherwise around this. Embiid's late, he's injured, he's not showing up on time. Guys aren't playing well. Are they going to fire Nick Nurse? Are they going to pooper for Cooper? Whatever. We need the McCain is sunshine right now. Stop it. Stop making fun of him for being a TikTok star and let him cook.
Just don't be a jerk. My second little trophy, the Uncle Rico and Napoleon Dynamite. Back in 82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile trophy. The trophy goes to James Harden, who said that if he, KD, and Russ had stayed together in OKC, they'd have won at least 2 championships. You sound like Uncle Rico right now, lying. Just lying. You know how I know you wouldn't have won 2 championships? Because you didn't win 2 championships. That's how I know. Let me just say also, we might be underestimating Uncle Rico's quarterbacking abilities. It's a joke in the movie. But the one time that we really see him like try to throw, he picks up a pork chop off of Kip's plate and then whips it across the front yard to the street and hits Napoleon Dynamite dead in the face while Napoleon Dynamite is riding a bike.
Okay,
come on.
But a quarter mile is like 400 yards or something. Like it's okay.
I don't think he could throw it a quarter mile, but I think he might have been a good quarterback. I'm saying is
all right.
But if the coach would have put him in the fourth quarter, they might have won state.
Listen, I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying he is very, very serious about the claim that he could throw a football a quarter of a mile.
I could throw, 3.5 football fields. I could throw 1 football.
My next little trophy is the Sublime. Life is one big question where you're staring at the clock and the answer is always waiting at the liquor store. 40 ounces to freedom, so I'll take that walk trophy too. To the Knicks, OG Anunoby dropping a career high 40 points on the Denver Nuggets in Denver. Knicks win the game. OG is like playing incredible two-way basketball, really just crushing on the offensive. And I'll say this though about OG. I think the goggles era. Do you remember the goggles era?
Yes,
when he was a Raptor. I think that imprinted on me, on my brain, because whenever I see him, he looks like when someone who wears glasses all the time isn't wearing glasses. And I'm always like, why does his eyes took his glasses so off? Yeah, that's what he looks like. I'm like, why does it look like you have two little like coals, like a snowman for
two
eyes?
Little sunflower
like,
seeds.
Yeah, what's going on? Anyway, shouts to OG. 40 points against the Nuggets.
Shouts to OG. I'm a little disappointed that you did all the other times that you use a song, you sing it. You didn't sing this one.
You know why? Because I've never looked up the lyrics before. And I always thought when he says, and the answer's always waiting at the liquor store. I always thought he said the liquor store for me, but it's the liquor store 40 ounces to. And I've been singing it wrong for 30 years now.
That's okay.
So that's why I didn't do it, because I wasn't sure in my ability to sing it correctly.
Little insecure about it. I get it.
Yeah.
Zuri, what's the last song that you sang?
Oh man.
Like you're just in your car driving and singing, or at home, whatever.
I mean, I'm trying to learn the words to Kendrick's album, like a lot of songs on Kendrick's album this weekend. You know what song I always rap along to is "Hate It or Love It" by The Game and 50 Cent.
Hate It or Love It, the underdogs on top. Yeah.
Fine.
Wait, Zuri, so you know that? Zuri, give us like 4 lines from the song. Zuri, come on. You got to do it. Zuri, you got to do it. You got to do it.
I don't think there's time for this. I think...
Zuri, you got to do it. Everybody's listening right now. This is what they tuned in for. To hear Zuri rap Hate It or Love It by 50 Cent in The Game. Just give us a little piece, Zuri. A little piece.
Can you give me the beat real quick? Or...
I don't know.
You will put the beat under yourself in post.
Yeah. Hate it, love it, the underdogs on top. And I'm going to shine, homie, until my heart's out. Go ahead, MVP. I'm Raps MVP. Okay.
That was great.
Thank you.
And I ain't going nowhere.
Big applause for yourself, Zuri.
Yeah, big applause, Zuri. Way to go.
Thank you, guys.
My last little trophy. He's so giggly now. You hear him giggling back there? The Eddie Dane in Miller's Crossing. I'm going to send you to a deep, dark place, and I'm going to have fun doing it. Trophy. Goes to JJ Redick, who said he was going to go to a dark place after the Lakers lost to the Magic, and then clarified he meant he was going to his basement.
I'm going to sleep.
I'm going to my basement to go watch film down there. It's dark down there, which is... JJ Redick's funny guy.
My final little trophy is the Sydney and Billy arguing in the finals in White Man Can't Jump trophy too. Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, and Ant. There's a moment last week where Rudy Gobert was deep in with post position, and Julius was pounding the ball and didn't pass him the ball, and Rudy petulantly didn't come out of the lane, so they got the 3 second. It was one of the most blatant 3 second calls you've ever seen, and Ant is yelling at both of them like, guys, come on, there's $5,000 on the line. Like, you gotta... Let's pull it together. But these are the growing pains that new players are going to have when they join a new team. They'll figure it out. But this reminded me of that moment from White Man Can't Jump.
I feel like Rudy Gobert wakes up in the morning and then says, "What can I do to make Shea like me less today?" And he always figures it out.
Every time I'm like, players are too mean to Rudy Gobert. Something happens that I'm like, I get it.
That's the right amount.
I understand. That's
the right amount of mean. We did it again, Jason. Yeah! Another perfect episode. Yeah! Oh. We close every episode just by saying the names of underappreciated old basketball players with no context at all, while the theme music carries us out. Zuri, will you play the theme music, please? I'm Shea Serrano. That's Jason Concepcion. Raps MVP producer Zuri in the shadows making the noises. See y'all next week. Jason, I'm going to do White Men Can't Jump cast members. That's what I'm going to do. Woody Harrelson.
Love him. Bernard King, Knicks legend. Bernard
Yes. Of course, Wesley Snipes, my favorite.
Yeah, gotta do it. Knicks legend. Allen Houston. They had to change the CBA rules for him.
Rosie Perez. The brilliant Rosie Perez.
Knicks legend, China legend. Stephon Marbury.